Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Two warring groups in Sulu signed historic peace agreement. Sarangani reactivates Joint Security Center for 2025 elections. NFA prepares 300,000 sacks of rice for Metro Manila LGUs. PNP IAS reminds police personnel to adhere to checkpoint procedures.
Good day everyone, especially to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo and Quezon City. Today is Wednesday, January 15, and this is AFP Community News, your source for the updates of the armed forces and other developments across the country. I am Rofh Suzon-Abay, here to bring you today's stories.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our news, two warring groups from Talipao reached a landmark peace-building agreement in a dialogue held at Sumadha Hall, capital site Paticol, Sulu. Sulu Governor Abdusakur Tan, supported by Vice Governor Abdusakur Tan II, Talipao Mayor Nivukadnezar Tulawi, the military officials and police leaders, facilitated the agreement aimed at ending local conflicts and fostering harmony. The peace covenant was signed in the presence of local officials, military, police, and community representatives. Brigadier General Mario Jacinto of the 11th Infantry Division reaffirmed the military's dedication in ensuring peace in Sulu. Governor Tan emphasized the reconciliation as key to lasting peace and commended the collaboration of stakeholders in achieving harmony.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Joint Provincial Security Control Center was reactivated at Alabel, Sarangani Province to ensure secure and credible elections on May 12, 2025. The 73rd Infantry Neutralizer Battalion joined the Provincial Joint Security Coordinating Council meeting led by the Commission on Elections, Philippine National Police, and Philippine Coast Guard at Casfala Hall Provincial Capital Compound. Discussions focused on preparations to uphold honesty, orderly, and peaceful elections. 73rd IB reaffirmed its support for COMELEC throughout the election period.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now let's hear our report on the ground about MBLT-7 conducts flood rescue operations in Palawan. Go for the details, Shai.
Yes, good afternoon, Rofh. The Marine Battalion Landing Team 7, through its Disaster Risk Response Team, carried out rescue operations for residents affected by flooding caused by heavy rainfall in Palawan. Some of the affected places were Purok Uno, Barangay Abu-Abu, and Sitio Quintay, Barangay in Palawan. Marines demonstrated unwavering dedication to ensure the safety and well-being of the flood victims. They assured the residents that they would fulfill their sworn duty to serve and protect the Filipino people in times of crisis. This is Shai Rivera reporting for AFP Community News, One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Shai.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, the National Food Authority has raided approximately 300,000 sacks of rice for sale to Metro Manila LGUs this month. According to NFA Administrator Larry Lacson, under the amended Rice Tarification Law or RA 11203, rice stored for 2 months still of good quality can now be sold. The move aims to cure storage for the incoming harvest while providing affordable rice at 38 pesos per kilo. The NFA also assured sufficient funds to purchase local palay and announced the establishment of 30 rice processing facilities to aid farmers.
DWDD National News.
More than 600 families or 2,771 individuals remain in 34 evacuation centers following heavy rains caused by the shear line. The Department of Social Welfare and Development reported that over 310,000 individuals have been affected nationwide. Relief efforts are ongoing with the DSWD distributing nearly 14 million pesos worth of humanitarian aid to affected provinces.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Mike about 6FAB strengthens ties with stakeholders in fellowship meeting.
The 6th Field Artillery Battalion hosted a fellowship meeting with the key stakeholders at Camp Syungco, Maguindanao del Norte. The meeting fostered open dialogue and collaboration on future community development initiatives. The activity ended with a unified commitment to peace and progress in the region. This is Mike reporting for AFP Community News, 1FP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Mike.
DWDD National News.
The Senate unanimously approved on third reading the bill to modernize the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, with 23 senators voting in favor and none opposing or abstaining. The proposed measure aims to equip PHIVOLCS with advanced technology, enhance its research capabilities, expand disaster monitoring, and improve the public information dissemination. Senator Joel Villanueva emphasized that the modernization will strengthen PHIVOLCS monitoring network, research, and workforce development. He also noted that the measure is timely, aligning with PHIVOLCS' upcoming technical cooperation with the Japan International Cooperation Agency to improve the country's disaster preparedness.
DWDD National News.
Scattered and isolated rains will be experienced in most areas in the Visayas and Mindanao due to the easterlies, while the Amihan will continue to affect Luzon, including Metro Manila. Overcast skies with rains, meanwhile, will be experienced over Cagayan Valley, Cordillera Administrative Region, Bicol Region, Aurora, Quezon, Oriental Mindoro, Marinduque, and Romblon due to the northeast monsoon. Over the next 24 hours, the same weather system will bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies over the National Capital Region and the rest of Luzon, it added. Pag-asa weather specialist Veronica Torres said it has not monitored any tropical cyclone or low pressure areas inside or outside the country's area of responsibilities in the coming days.
Armed Forces Radio.
From NOLCOM, let's hear some information from Juan about anti-FWPS. Philippine government will not yield resolve in protecting rights of Filipino fisher folks.
The Philippine government will not dignify any tactics and intimidation that are geared towards depriving the Filipino fisher folks of the rights to support livelihood in their legitimate fishing grounds in the West Philippine Sea. This is the collective response of the National Task Force West Philippine Sea as they convene on Tuesday to address the issues surrounding the country's maritime security with the illegal presence of Chinese Coast Guard vessel 5901 in the exclusive economic zone of the Philippines. The NTF-WPS has reiterated that if the goal of the CCG is to increase aggression in the territorial waters of the Philippines, it will also increase the resolve of the government to continue supporting the Filipino fishermen. The Philippine government is also prepared to enforce all necessary means to protect its territorial integrity in the West Philippine Sea through the country's maritime assets and the implementation of relevant laws, particularly the Philippine Maritime Zones Act and the 2016 arbitral ruling. For its part, the Philippine Navy and the Armed Forces of the Philippines will intensify the conduct of multilateral maritime activities with allies and partner nations to further develop the country's capabilities in responding to maritime security challenges. The NTF-WPS, however, underscored that the Philippine government will continue to utilize all diplomatic mechanisms to secure peaceful settlements of dispute in the contested waters. As of the morning of January 14th, the location of the CCG 5901 is 77 nautical miles of Cabones Island in Zambales. The PCG through the BRP Gabriela Silang and BRP Teresa Magbanwa is challenging and closely monitoring the vessel on a day-to-day basis to prevent them from normalizing their illegal presence in Philippine waters. This is John Sagao reporting from Northern Luzon Command for AFP Community News 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Juan from NOLCOM.
DWDD National News.
For other national news, the Commission on Elections said it would stop printing ballots after the Supreme Court issued temporary restraining orders to stop the disqualification of 5 candidates in the upcoming midterm elections. The Commission Bank also agreed to effect changes to the candidates database, the election management system, the automatic counting machines, and the consolidation and canvassing system. All of these have already been the subject of a trusted build that ensures the integrity, security, and accuracy of the automated election system. The COMEC would also have to reprint all the affected ballots when all the necessary changes in the candidates' database and EMS have already been effected.
DWDD National News.
The Philippine National Police Internal Affairs Service reminded all the police personnel to strictly adhere to operational procedures concerning checkpoints. PNP IAS Chief Inspector General Brigido Dulay said the officers who neglect established procedures will be held accountable. He also cited that they do not only compromise the integrity of their operations, but also damage the organization's credibility. Under Section 84 of Commission on Elections Resolution 11067, checkpoints must be well lit and manned by uniformed personnel from the PNP, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, or the Philippine Coast Guard with their nameplates and identification tags clearly visible. Physical or body searches are prohibited unless there is a reasonable belief that a person has committed, is committing, or is about to commit a crime.
Armed Forces Radio.
And more updates from Jai about 63rd IB joins fun ride for peaceful elections in Basay.
Yes, Rofh, the 63rd Infantry Innovator Battalion joined the Safe Ride sa Makabagong Halalan Community Fun Ride at Basay Samar, organized by COMELEC Basay to promote peaceful and orderly elections. The event brought together the local government unit, Department of Education, Philippine National Police, Bureau of Fire Protection, Philippine Coast Guard, and Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. Highlights included a demonstration of the automated counting machine to enhance voter awareness and trust in the election process. The 63rd IB reaffirmed its commitment to COMELEC's mission of ensuring secure and credible elections. This is Jai reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jai.
DWDD National News.
Camarines Sur 2nd District Representative Luis Raymond Villafuerte urged the Department of Health to investigate reports that certain drug stores have refused to grant discount to senior citizens as mandated by law. Villafuerte said DOH has to implement a crackdown on airing establishments as the reported refusal of certain pharmacies to sell prescription medicines to elderly Filipinos is a blatant breach of Republic Act No. 9994 or the Expanded Senior Citizens Act of 2010. Under Section 7 of RA 9994, first-time violators of the law would be fined 50,000 pesos up to 100,000 pesos in jail time of 2 to 6 years, while a fine of 100,000 up to 200,000 pesos and imprisonment of 2 to 6 years awaits subsequent offenders.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said that programs under the Department of Social Welfare and Development should be excluded from the unprogrammed appropriation next year. In a meeting with the officials of the DSWD in Malacanang, Marcos said it should be included in the program so that it would promptly be utilized. The meeting was held to discuss the results of agency budget review under the 2025 General Appropriations Act. The Department of Budget and Management said that programmed appropriations serve as standby authority for additional agency obligations for priority programs or projects.
Armed Forces Radio.
And on the other line, let's hear more from Beth Tanyete about 73rd IB joins bloodletting drive in Davao Occidental.
The 73rd Infantry Neutralizer Battalion joined a bloodletting activities organized by the Department of Health and Davao Occidental General Hospital in partnership with the Sub-National Blood Center Davao at Malita, Davao Occidental yesterday. The event has a theme, Dugo na Alay, Dugtong ay Buhay, Blood Donated, Life Extended. It's highlighted the 73rd IV's dedication to humanitarian efforts alongside its national defense role, strengthening ties with the communities it serves. This is Bethanyeta reporting for the AFP Community News, one AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Laniete.
DWDD National News.
For other development story, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered the Department of Health to ensure that services provided by the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation would remain unhampered even if it did not receive any government subsidy this year. Marcos gave the directive during his meeting with DOH Secretary Teodoro Herbosa. To recall, the President backed the decision of Congress to not give the health state insurer government subsidy, insisting that they have sufficient funds to carry on. Marcos and the DOH gave assurances that PhilHealth would remain stable and that the government would exhaust all efforts for Filipinos to receive maximum benefits from the insurer.
DWDD National News.
Filipinos in Southern California were advised to be on alert against wildfires as red flag warnings were in effect over parts of Los Angeles and Ventura counties until January 15. The Philippine Consulate General in Los Angeles explained the red flag warning indicates dry and windy conditions that could lead to the rapid spread of wildfires. Nearly 200 Filipinos in Los Angeles, California were reportedly affected by the massive wildfires engulfing the southern portion of the U.S. state. Philippine Consul General in Los Angeles, Adelio Angelito Cruz, said the number of Filipinos affected by the wildfires has jumped to 191 and may increase in the coming days.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more from Meljoy of First Year G about DOLE 91st IB empowers San Luis communities with livelihood assistance.
Yes, Rofh, a brighter future is on the horizon for 3 local associations in San Luis, Aurora, as the Department of Labor and Employment, in partnership with the 91st Infantry Sinagtala Battalion of the Philippine Army, provided livelihood assistance through the DOLE Integrated Livelihood Program, also known as the Kabuhayan Program. This initiative aims to empower marginalized communities by equipping them with essential resources for sustainable livelihood projects. The event showcased the collaborative efforts of DOLE, the local government unit of San Luis, and other key stakeholders. Recipients of the Kabuhayan Program included Samahan ng Magsasaka ng Soka Malatan, Indigenous People Association, and Nagkakaisang Samahan tungo sa Kaunlaran. Ms. Joanna Pauline Raimundo, Public Employment Service Office Manager of San Luis, underscored the importance of the Kabuhayan Program in uplifting underprivileged communities. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Colonel Aris A. Quinto, Commanding Officer of the 91st Infantry Sinagtala Battalion, emphasized the military's commitment to community development. This event highlighted a strong partnership between government agencies and local organizations in addressing poverty and fostering self-reliance. By empowering communities with meaningful livelihood opportunities, Aurora's leaders continue to pave the way for a more prosperous and inclusive future. This is Meljoy Nesho Arroco reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Meljoy from First CRG.
DWDD National News.
For other national news, the House of Representatives adopted Senate Bill 2871, or the proposed Chemical Weapons Prohibition Act. SB 2871 seeks to prohibit the development, production, acquisition, as well as stockpiling, retaining, using, or transferring of any chemical weapon. The bill also seeks to punish violations of this prohibition with a life imprisonment without the benefit of parole and a fine of at least 2 million pesos, but not more than 5 million. Anyone who finances the development, production, acquisition, stockpiling, retention, transfer, or use of chemical weapons will also face 20 years to life imprisonment and a fine not less than 500,000 pesos but not more than 1 million pesos.
DWDD National News.
The House of Representatives approved a third and final reading the House Bill 11199 that would convert the National Economic and Development Authority into the Department of Economy, Planning and Development. 178 lawmakers voted for the measure, while there were no opposing votes and none abstained. Under the bill, the DepVev shall be the primary policy, planning, coordinating, and monitoring arm of the executive branch of government of the national economy. It would have at least a secretary, at least 5 undersecretaries, and at least 5 assistant secretaries. For other updates, Philippine Fleet strengthens ties with 63rd IB joins Calbiga Council's Peace and Development Meeting. Go ahead, Gina.
Yes, Rofh, the 63rd Infantry Innovator Battalion actively participated in the joint meeting of the Municipal Peace and Order Council, Development Council, Anti-Drug Abuse Council, and Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict at Calbiga, Samar yesterday. Spearheaded by Mayor Red L. Nacario, the meeting gathered representatives from the Philippine National Police, Bureau of Fire Protection, and local government unit offices to discuss strategies for development, anti-drug initiatives, and counterinsurgency efforts. The 63rd IB reaffirmed its commitment in supporting peace, security, and progress in the municipality. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, One AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gina.
DWDD National News.
The Bureau of Internal Revenue Collections likely exceeded the target last year. BIR Commissioner Romeo Lumagi Jr. said the exact figures will be finalized by around mid-February, and by then the collection figures will only increase past the Development Budget Coordination Committee target. Lumagi said the BIR has collected at least 2.8 trillion pesos for 2024. The BIR chief said it would be the first time in 20 years that the target was achieved.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And that concludes today's broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. Special to our audience on AFP Radio DWDD's Facebook page. Be sure to join and catch us again tomorrow for more stories and updates, same time and same station. Once again, this is Rofh Suzon-Abay for AFP Committee News, One AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.